Hi everyone.
So hard.
Yeah. So yes, we didn't prep, but like I'm up for having an unfiltered chat about it, and yeah, we can go through track by track. You can ask me what you want to ask, and I'll answer honestly.
Oh well. Right, okay, let's jump in. Track one. Lockdown.
Yes.
You said you wrote it in lockdown.
Yeah.
How were you feeling at the time?
So in the first lockdown, I was on my own. In my old house. It feels like such a long time ago. I was on my own in like three bedroom house. Doesn't matter. No, well, actually, the space, it makes a difference to the space you're in.
Yeah.
And I set up my studio in the living room.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of TV, a lot of series. Watched Normal People. Watched a series called Trigonometry. Listened to a lot of music. Wrote a lot. Felt very inspired, but also completely no pressure. Was going through a thing at the time with someone. That, like most things in the last couple of years, was quite confusing. But I was exploring my feelings around that, and not just my feelings about this person, but my feelings about the sort of isolation of lockdown, which paired with missing someone and yearning for someone and like wanting to be close to someone. Obviously lockdown intensified that. So Lockdown, track one, is very much about feeling the distance, and like being very open about, like, it's almost like a stream of consciousness, I think, that song.
And I like, maybe it's because I know you, but during that time you did a lot of late nights.
I did.
And it really felt like that, like you were up late at night thinking about a person, and usually out of the weird world of 2020, you go, oh well, just hop in the car. Meet the person and see what it is.
I mean,
you can't do that in the pandemic.
Couldn't do that in a pandemic, no. Logistically, there would have been a lot more to it than that as well. But I think that
I want to be more.
I know you're being more general, but like I'm just saying, I said I'd be honest. I'm just thinking out loud. But I think no planes involved.
Very crap.
They also don't live on the Isle of Wight.
Magic
But I think that it was staying up late, thinking about a person and not being able to explore. This is the big reveal. This whole EP is about Rosie Jones, everyone. Are we going to awkwardly hold hands? I think that it was, staying, like you say, it was a lot of late nights because I was on furlough, so I didn't have a structure, I didn't have a routine, so it was very much just like taking it as it came and exploring it and being open to how I was feeling. And also, it wasn't a conversation that I was having exclusive with myself. I was actually having this conversation with that person quite openly as well, but there was a side of it that obviously I was internalizing and thinking about more to kind of understand. And for me, writing and music is a huge way of figuring stuff out, and it's cathartic and it helps bring clarity. So I think that this song in particular, while it was also about something that was specifically happening at the time, it's very much in the arc of the EP. It's very much reflective of that point in your self-discovery as a queer person, or your self-discovery as a woman and your
Yeah.
sexuality and pleasure,
Yeah.
of really sort of starting to think openly and tune into your body and be like, there's a lyric in it that's quite, or felt at the time, I mean, when you hear the rest of the EP, this definitely isn't a bold lyric in comparison, but
Yeah.
it felt really bold at the time. And
Yeah.
the lyric, like, when I touch myself lately, I think of you and it don't feel
Yes.
wrong. Like, that lyric, when I wrote it, I was like, oof, I'm like, that's pretty out there.
Yeah.
Then comes later down the line, Explore You, which is far
Yeah.
more out there. But like, it was that kind of reflection of when you're discovering your sexuality and you're like, I feel this way, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel wrong.
Yeah.
And so leaning into my queerness, I was totally comfortable with my queerness at the start of the pandemic, but I definitely went deeper and deeper into it and understand it alongside my personal sexuality and sexual expression a lot better now. And I think that this person, that a couple of these tracks was about, definitely played a big part in me having that conversation with myself and exploring that.
And not being apologetic for yourself.
Yeah, 100%, and just being a lot more communicative and a lot more open about it.
Yeah. I agree, like, from my point of view as a gay woman, I'm gay.
Really?
Yeah. I remember growing up and having feelings for girls and going, oh shit, I can't tell anyone, oh damn, I'm wrong. And it's such a liberating moment to go, oh, I have feelings for her and I'm not sorry.
100%. I think that's a really, really important moment, and I think that leaning into your feelings and exploring them, even if it's just like exploring them openly with yourself, your internal dialogue initially, which Lockdown is very much a track that is stream of conscious, internal, but like even that moment is really special, and it also lent into how lockdown felt, like the isolation of lockdown, like the one of the opening lyrics is I've really felt the distance, you feel so far away, it's so loud in the silence, it's taken a toll on me, because for sure, like, I spent, you know, the first 3 months of lockdown on my own, and it was really loud in that silence, and so for me, I feel that with writing and music and
me too.
coming a long way, especially from a producer point of view, like coming a long way in that sense in terms of making the music myself. But that's track one.
It's interesting from a listener and not your friend. I'm a romantic, so by the end of the song was that I just want to be there at the moment that they finally connect after the lockdown. It felt like, oh, it's gonna
I think it's really interesting hearing you say that, and hearing you say that's what came to you.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, that's the journey that you go on with the song, and that's definitely the journey that I went on with the song, and for a period of time. I mean, the rest of the EP definitely explores it on some level, so like you will learn more as the EP goes on, but disclaimer, it didn't burst.
I really felt distance. You feel so far